Hey guys, what's up? It's the Absolute Rice Field Duo back at you with another shoutcasting video. Today we are going to be casting with, of course, your hosts, Richard and
Also, Richard.
the Richard Duo. Richard, what game are we casting today?
So today we got round two from the Pasadena Grand Open. That was this last November 4th in Pasadena, California. We got Declan versus Jonathan.
Declan is one of our Vegas locals and happens to be one of the youngest players I've ever seen play Battle Spirits at this competitive level. Jonathan, not too familiar with, but I'm sure this will be a very exciting game. Hopefully, it goes to three.
Yep. Okay, so without further ado, let's begin.
Starting off, we see Jonathan has played the Phantasmal Paradise. We're going to assume that he's going first. Standard Nexus opener. Uh, Usually, that is sort of risky, I guess, in the meta, because I think a lot of people were expecting to play red. And if you play your Nexus out like that, sure, you get value, but it could get popped.
Now,
But
what
here
is
we
that?
have Declan.
Is that a Cavalier?
It
Mm,
might be, or it could be an Aglovale, but seeing how there's only one coronet with four paid, that is most likely Cavalier. But Declan swinging straight for the gates. You normally don't see that from a purple deck.
Especially when your opponent can just drop a hippo. Yep, there's the hippo campo. He's just going to gain that life right back.
Yep.
You've effectively just ramped to one.
You get the draw off Phantasmal. This is usually one of the best plays a yellow Fabled Beast player wants to play. Get the Blessed Punish as well as the draw off the Nexus, and he sets a burst. What do we think that burst could be since it's an early one? Surely
Early
not an Ice Shield.
burst, most likely Starblast draw. I can't really think of anything else in yellow,
Absolutely.
especially after he sees his opponents playing purple, dropping the Cavalier.
Now, ladies and gents, just based off of local knowledge, Declan does not play a traditional purple control deck. He likes to play a sort of tempo purple, where I guess you could call it mid range. He likes to go aggro, and if you overextend, he's got punishing tools for that. As we see the Beldegor being dropped. Question is, will Declan be swinging for the gates? And it seems like he will. There goes 1 HP, and another swing.
Also, once again, not leaving a defender for the blessed creatures. This concerns me greatly, but
Really does. It makes you wonder, does he have more Beldegors in hand? Beldegor is certainly a good hedge into this Yellow Fabled Beast matchup. Yellow Fabled Beast players like Zivko, who achieved ninth place in the first Pro Tour,
there's a
was
dual
known
eagle.
for having Beldegor in main deck. And yes, a dual eagle does hit the board. But I guess a level up doesn't matter because there are no blockers. But it seems he's going to keep it at three cores, and he's going to swing.
Yep, gonna go back up to 4. Declan will probably go down to 3.
It's very interesting that Jonathan has two cores in his reserve. I believe it's a soul core and a random spare core. Normally, I'd
Yeah,
want to core up the eagle, especially against purple, just in case a Mordred gets dropped down or
Mordred
a
or a
core
Core
drain.
Drain, yeah.
But I respect the decision. You never know, Maduke could be dropped.
Oh, Declan's just going wide.
He is going wide. He's basically saying, I don't care if you have blessed. I have more spirits than you can heal.
Potentially lethal right here if that's not an Ice Shield and that is a Starblast draw.
That most certainly could be a likelihood.
Okay, he is pulling up 4 cores. That does look. Oh, there's a Thorn Prison. Okay. Another way to get around that. Rests an
Declan choosing to
Elemental.
tap.
And was that the Beldegor?
Yep. Takes the life off the Cavalier. And now Declan, I believe, is thinking if he should swing with the Cavalier or not.
No, I do believe he's leaving the Cavalier open. This is Jonathan's
Ah,
turn
I see.
now. Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Definitely doesn't
So
want that eagle to come back and just regain the life.
two cores back. There comes the car bulk. Tap, draw, standard Fabled Beast things. You gotta love to see it. So, based on Jonathan not playing a second Nexus yet, it seems his hand might be cluttered with some magics or really high cost Fabled Beasts.
Is
And
that the
there's the highest
Genbu?
cost. Yep, the Genbu. Now, Genbu being such a defining card, being able to have its effect at level 1 where it can declare a Fabled Beast and it cannot be blocked by your opponent's spirits with effects listed during this turn.
Yep, you need a vanilla creature to be able to block the targeted spirit. So it looks like Declan is going to take that. Jonathan's going to go back up to 4.
And here comes the Ritual Fire. Unfortunately, it will only be able to hit one target, but he will be able to raise the BP of his Cavalier.
Yep, so Cavalier, I can't tell if there's a third core on that. Does that make him level 1 still?
I believe it has two cores on it, so it is currently at 6,000 BP.
Swinging with the Genbu.
So they should trade here, but unfortunately, I believe Declan forgot about his own burst spell. Unless he chose a different target other than the Cavalier, the Genbu definitely should have traded with the Cav. The yes, the Genbu should have traded with the Cavalier here. Surprised that the judge did not catch that, but we play on it.
There's Declan's Black Lance. Every time he plays this at locals, he Black Lances into another Black Lance.
Yeah, draw cards for days. And it doesn't feel bad because he gets a spirit on board compared to the Star Blessed into Star Blessed plays.
Yes.
You should know that all too well, Richard. You play Star Dragons.
Okay, going straight to attack step, swinging with the Camelot Knight. It does have Curse with that Soul Core on it, which I just now realized Declan's Soul Core is a rubber duck.
It is a rubber duck. He is not playing games, ladies and gentlemen. He is now swinging with the zero cost.
There's the Ice Shield.
There is the ice shield. So it
Choosing to
looks like
stay at
Jonathan.
3 with that Ice Shield.
Yeah,
Interesting.
it looks like Jonathan did set an early ice shield, which is particularly a move that I personally don't like making just because you don't want to give your opponent too much information. But I guess nowadays, in today's metagame, you could bluff that burst for Feral Slash or Star Blessed Draw or
Yeah,
anything
it
like
makes
that.
him maybe not want to play on summons, but at this point, Declan had just played the Black Lance. Jig was kind of up. It wasn't a Star Blast draw.
Yeah, Declan's like, I don't care. I'm going in.
There's the
Oh, is that
Arcana
Arcana
Joker.
Joker?
Yes, so he could have 2 potentially unblockable spirits this turn. That could kill Declan if he doesn't have an answer for it.
That's true. So the Eagle Swing will for sure go through. And oh, he is going wide. Let's see what answer Declan has here. A well-timed Core Theft or Dream Bomb, if Declan has those instant removal spells, can get rid of the Genbu, which could help. Or get rid of the Genbu target, in this case, the Eagle. I see Jonathan has opted not to draw off Phantasmal Paradise unless he drew, and I didn't see him tap the
No,
Nexus.
he did drop. Oh, so Declan is going to use his own Ice Shield to survive this turn.
Okay. Looks like Declan gets another fighting chance.
Jonathan should
Jonathan
go up to
does.
4. Yeah, he is at 4.
Yep. Jonathan does not have Ice Shield, but we
So
did see in his hand he has Lightning Arrow.
we do see that Declan has a Ritual Fire in hand.
Yep, and he just played Bacchus, so a lot of
Ooh,
things are going to be going to level 1.
going to be a lot of
Let's
good
see.
targets for the Ritual Fire.
He will have to sack a unit if he does that, though, but it's better to go with the Curse Dragon. paying 5.
and just gonna nuke the entire board. Wait.
Yep, and he's gonna ramp 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 cores. He
So
basically gets a free turn.
Declan had just had a creature with, or had 2 creatures with 1 core. If he really wanted to, he could have shuffled one of those cores onto another creature and saved one of his dudes.
Oh, yes, that is true. And I accidentally counted 2 extra spirits. I forgot he had to sack 2, or he sacked 2 to summon the Curse Dragon. But ramping 6,
But
very, very nice.
it looks like he's just gonna reestablish his board with all the cores he just ramped. Maybe just one of those 2 extra cores by bodying his 2 spirits.
Yep, and he is staying on defense. Now, that burst card is most likely a Ritual Fire. Otherwise, if it was an Ice Shield, I think Declan would have swung wide there.
Yeah.
But we see the draw trigger from Jonathan.
Another crocodile.
Another
Carbulk.
Carbulk.
So Jonathan is just rebuilding his board as well. Got
Now, the Cavalier is going to be pretty easy to beat over, but Declan does have a 9k body in the Curse Dragon.
going
It
very
seems like,
wide. 2 Hex
yeah.
Knights. Carbulk.
So Crocodile's at 5k, Carbulk at 3, and the Hex Knights are also at 5,000. Looks like this is going to be a tricky board. Jonathan is outside of Ritual Fire range until he did that.
Ooh,
Pretty tricky
what is
situation here.
this?
Oh, Lightning Arrow.
Oh, so what was that? Camelot Light can't block, or the
He chose the Curse Dragon.
Curse
So the
Dragon?
Curse
Okay,
Dragon
yeah.
cannot block. Only Camelot Knight. So Declan has to block here. And then what he's going to do is he's going to take health from one of the 3 spirits remaining on Jonathan's board, and then he's going to activate Ritual Fire, which should pop the other 2, leaving him at exactly 1 HP. And there it is, ladies and gentlemen. What a powerful card, being able to just pop 2 4K spirits.
Yeah.
Not to mention the BP bump, even though it was not applied this game, but
Yeah, first
all
time
good on that front.
myself playing, like, against a lot of these newer decks at Pasadena, I ran into so many Ritual Fires I just was not expecting in the burst.
Makes you wonder if set 4 we're gonna get one that pops 5k spirits next. It seems like the numbers keep climbing with Burning Forest, Ritual Fire.
I think 4K is good enough for now. But yeah, Declan just reestablishing his board, putting another
And
3
that is a
spirits.
suppression in his hand. Do you see that,
Oh,
Reggie?
no, I did not, but if that is a suppression, he has potentially lethal right here unless what 1 card in Jonathan's hand could be.
I think it's the Blessed Cathedral from earlier that
Oh,
he did not play.
in
It
that
looks
case,
like
that is lethal.
that is lethal. And Declan takes
Game 1.
game 1. Very decisive.
That came to a
Pretty
very
close on the
abrupt
edge.
end.
Yeah. And that's the thing with Fabled Beasts. It's like you generate a lot of resources, but there are a lot of ways to sort of play around the bless. Sometimes you can't be scared that they're going to gain 1 health. You just have to be like, oh, you gain 1 health. I'm going to take 3 HP instead.
Yeah.
And then just keep on that consistent pressure. Look at the sideboard here. We see Pharaoh Slash, Thorn Prison, Volcanic Break, and Floodstream.
3 flood streams.
2 suppressions seems to be put out there.
Thorn
Personally,
prisons.
I wouldn't put suppression just because Declan has established that he's playing curse units,
Yeah.
and it is very, very risky
I would
to
opt for the
play
thorn prisons over suppression in this situation. Like, that one thorn prison in game 1 actually did save Jonathan already. I
one.
would just put more of them in there. I think he only has 1 in the main by the looks of it. I only saw when he was
Yeah,
fanning through.
he's taking out the lightning arrow. I personally would take out the Joker. I think, even though it is on
He does have
color,
2 thorn prisons in main.
yeah, he
Taking
needs
back
to.
up the lightning arrow. Meanwhile, what is
Yep.
Declan up to?
Declan's definitely keeping the blackjack or that's a spicy tech of his deck. So many people at our locals have fallen victim to that. But were those black lances?
That's what I was thinking, but I'm like, there's no way he's taking those out, is he?
It could be. I don't know what he's cooking, but
Declan,
let
you
the young
mad
Padawan
lad.
cook.
That was actually a fairly fast game one. What was that, 12, 13 minutes?
Yeah, both players knew what they were going to do. It just turned out Declan had the better answer with that board wipe.
Looks like Jonathan's taking out a couple Arcana Knight hexes. Didn't quite get an angle as to what Declan is taking out.
I do know though that Jonathan is probably wishing he's playing Harpy Nest Palace by now.
I'd be surprised if there wasn't one. Was there one in his sideboard?
I have no clue. I did see one Feral Slash, two Suppression, two Thorn Prison,
And three
was it
flood
three Fledge?
streams? Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
and I don't know what the other two cards were. Could be Harpy Nest Palace. But that card, ladies and gentlemen, if you don't know what it does, is that the level 2 effect, which is for one core, when the core is placed into your reserve, you may exhaust this nexus to select up to 2 your spirits. Place any number of cores onto them from your reserve during your opponent's turn. So this can happen when Bacchus is in play. It can also happen if Mordred hits the field, core theft, core drain. It can also happen if I believe your Blessed Cathedral procs as well, because a
yep.
core is technically placed into your reserve. So he can instantly level up something that's like level 1 all the way up to level 3 based on Harpy Nest Palace's effect.
Blessed
Guaranteeing that.
Cathedral. I believe even Mothership occurs on your opponent's turn as well, I believe.
Yeah, it does, but thankfully we don't see that dark technology.
That would
Or
be a very
actually,
strange splash.
yeah, but it'd be fun to watch.
So let's see.
Definitely some
Declan
great
had. Oh,
shenanigans.
this looks a very similar game. We got the Paradise down turn one. Declan has an opening hand with Ritual Fire. Sets a burst.
He's got two Quetzalcoatl's in hand too. I remember when Declan was trying to sell me on that card, and I was like, no way. But he's found a way to make it work, and I am super happy for him. Let's see if he makes it work this game. So it seems Declan is going open pass. He did set
Yeah.
ritual fires, so he will punish a go wide here if Jonathan decides to pull the trigger. All right, he's gonna draw one, and he's gonna swing for 5,000. Declan's just gonna take the life here.
Yeah. Potentially a greedy keep by Declan. And we got a Beldegor. Okay, so we're
Two
fine.
got Bellicor. It's never greedy to keep Bellicor.
Yeah.
Now, the question is, will he swing?
Oh
And
god,
based on
knowing
game one,
Declan. Knowing Declan. Oh, he doesn't.
he
That's
doesn't. Oh,
surprising.
he is playing the Matador. He is no longer the bull, ladies and gentlemen. Pretty smart decision here.
Yeah. Especially after game one, knowing that his opponent's running like a lot of blessed.
Yeah. If Hippocampo is played here, it will be
And as if
one
on
core
cue,
off. Yep. Jonathan was one core off from pumping his paradise, but is it me or did Jonathan forget to draw off Phantasmal Paradise again?
yes, he did.
This is a really huge blunder, especially as a Fabled Beast player. Unsure if he's new to the deck or not, but you absolutely have to remember these draw triggers. That Nexus is your life and blood. It's a reason why Fabled Beast is such a strong contender in this current meta.
And he actually pops the hippo with the second ritual fire in hand.
Yep, getting rid of that on-board reduction, making it very, very difficult for Jonathan to establish reduction for things like Genbu,
Oh,
Exhaust
but there's the
Nexus.
eagle.
Yep, he's gonna be able to blast here.
I swear, whenever I'm playing against a yellow player, I can never not get punished by leaving myself open.
Oh, and there's the Deadly Balance.
Oh,
I love this card. It's the reason why I managed to top in Ohio, just playing Deadly Balance on Deadly Balance. Truly a wonderful card. But there goes the Eagle. Jonathan did remember to draw this time, though, and we see a Cavalier coming out from Declan. Declan's got 4 more cores to work with, I believe. And he's using Feral Slash on the Nexus. Very excellent move. No Nexus, no creature. It's gotta be pretty tough
Ooh.
for Jonathan now. He has
So
to hard
Declan
play
leaving
a lot of
himself
this
open
stuff.
again. I wouldn't be surprised to see another hippo or another eagle here. Just yellow players
Yeah,
never seem to not have a blessed creature in hand.
true. Jonathan does top deck another Phantasmal Paradise. This is sort of bad news for Declan. We definitely don't want to see yellow players with that Nexus out on board.
Arcana Knight Joker. That's an interesting one.
Definitely not a Fabled Beast, so he will not be able to draw off the Paradise. Declan gonna go ahead and take that 1 HP. So Declan's hand right now is Curse Dragon, 2 Quetzalcoatl, and 1 Absolute Ice Shield. And his top deck is that Elemental or Shadow Amethyst.
Ooh. See, does he have enough cores? He could potentially play a third creature and possibly have lethal here. Although I'm sure that's an ice shield, but he wouldn't have enough cores to pay for it. If Declan goes 4, no. So if that is an ice shield, Jonathan can survive at 1 HP.
Yes, he can. It'll be a pretty bold move from Jonathan, but he certainly can. Let's see, Quetzalcoatl is going to go for a swing. Looks like Declan is highly considering it. Jonathan
I
will
mean,
have to
if you do
activate.
think about it, your opponent played a Arcanite Hex. There must not be any other creature worth playing in his hand. There's the lightning
Okay,
arrow.
so I think he is going to go to 1 and he's going
Oh,
to
but
use the lightning arrow.
why would you use the lightning arrow and ice shield effectively?
Oh, yeah, that seems to
Well,
be
I
a
guess it keeps
pretty.
him at 2, but you just
Yeah, but it gives away so much information. That's basically telling Declan, "Hey, I don't have a blessed creature.
oh, but it looks like he
Otherwise, I
just
would have
drew a
stayed at 1."
crocodile, so
He did. He top decked it. So I can understand from Jonathan's perspective if he didn't have a blessed creature, he just can't risk going down to 1. Might as well just activate the ice shield, get that extra life, in case he draws into another one. But so much information is being given to Declan as the purple player right now. But Court Up Arcana Joker did manage to get draw value from the Paradise. Question is, what attack order is Jonathan going to go first? Is he going to go with the Joker and then pass? Or is he going to try to force the Crocodile through?
if it goes with the crocodile and Declan takes it, that is still a ritual fire in the burst zone, so that would kill the Arcanite Joker. But he does decide to block, deny his
I believe the
opponent the life
Joker is at
gain.
5,000. It does have 4 cores. Oh, actually, it only
No,
goes up to
it only
4,000.
does
You're
go up
right.
to 4.
I stand corrected. The Crocodile is at 5,000.
Um,
Oh, looks like Jonathan is going for a flash here.
is this an exhaust nexus? What is this? 5?
Uh, Pay 5. It
Exhaust
is an
nexus.
Exhaust Nexus.
He's gonna kill off the elemental.
Declan needs to put those cores into his reserve. Seems he has placed the cores in Amethystus in trash.
That is true.
Did he draw off the Elemental Spirit?
Yeah, he
I
did.
believe he did.
He's
Okay,
gonna
so this
bring
should
back, oh,
trigger
the
Bell.
Beldegor. Oh, but he, yeah, that those cores in trash that you mentioned are gonna mess him up a bit
Oh,
here.
huge.
Oh, and he loses.
Huge blunder.
Yeah, if he had those 3 cores, that Quetzalcoatl still is alive because of the exhaust nexus. As soon as he leveled it down, it died.
Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, please remember if your spirit dies or gets bounced back to hand or just gets removed from the field, unless a spirit or a magic card specifically says your cores go to the trash, it will always go to the reserve.
So that is
As
actually
far
a
as,
massive misplay by Declan. That hurts a lot.
yeah, that extra creature definitely could have done a lot there. As far as I know, core theft and Pendicles are the only 2 spirits that remove to trash. There could be more. Or I guess core theft isn't magic. Dark is this Serpent King Pentacles?
Let's see, Pendicles. I do believe he's
Dark King
undead.
Snake Pentacles. When attacking, remove one core from a spirit and place it into their trash. Yeah.
There's the Genbu once more. There's no Fabled beasts, however.
There is a crocodile in Jonathan's hand. If I was him, I would be playing it. He could take two cores off Genbu, and he can use two cores off the Joker to guarantee that he will bless and he will get an attack through. But it seems like he's gonna stick with this 10k wall, which by no means is a bad choice, especially against purple. 4 cores on the spirit seems to be the magic number, but
Yeah.
it looks like he's passing.
The problem is against purple, once you have Curse, that 10k wall means almost nothing.
Exactly. They don't look at BP, they look at the cores. And Declan does have a suppression in hand, as well as the Amethystus again. We'll see what he wants to do here. He could theoretically play Curse Dragon, make Genbu 6k, and make Joker 3k. But he's going for the Quetzalcoatl instead.
Gonna bring back a creature from the trash with Curse. Who does he have in there? Does he have an Aglavale or no, he
I
just
don't believe so. He's just raw summoning the creature to have an extra body. What shall Jonathan do?
this is another situation where it is potentially lethal, but he does have a Thorn Prison in hand.
He's going to take for life. I
He's
think it's
actually gonna
because of
bait
Crocodile.
Declan into that way, yeah, Declan attacks with the second creature, now he casts Thorn Prison, his whole board will be exhausted.
Yeah, for the overcommit. But then it makes me wonder. Hmm. He's not activating Thorn Prison yet. He wants the body to die. Very interesting play. He still could have casted Thorn Prison and it would have achieved the same results.
Yeah.
Because Genbu still would have been at 5,000 at the very minimum. But
I mean, he was
I,
potentially risking losing his Joker here if Declan attacked with the Quetzalcoatl.
yeah.
Declan looks like he's oh, those are the 3 cores that were on his,
Yeah, he's remembering they do not go to trash anymore. He's gonna block
now he has a Thorn
there.
Prison here, right? Uh,
No, he missed his window already. I don't know what Jonathan is doing.
okay, and
Or
suppr
suppression. Okay. So I guess between Thorn Prison and suppression, he's just trying to remove as many bodies from Declan's board as he can. I personally don't know if that's exactly the best move in the current scenario,
why'd he kill his
but
Joker? He could have taken a couple cores off Genbu, and the suppression still pumps him to 8k.
yeah.
That was an interesting sequence of events. Oh, and then
Very
Quetzalcoatl
interesting.
dies, and we got a Beldegor Immortal trigger.
And I don't know if it's just me, but
Wait, why
have
did
you been
Declan not
noticing
attack
that?
with that?
Yeah. But Richard, have you been noticing that Declan's card seems to be advancing forward on the board?
Ever so yeah, actually.
It seems like, yeah, because looking at Jonathan's, he's pretty pushed back to his corner, and Declan is putting on the pressure both
He's
mentally and physically with
he's
the.
asserting dominance. Look how much room is left in Jonathan's board. His cards are,
Yep,
like,
it
practically
is.
touching his back row where his nexuses are.
It's past the 50-yard line,
That's hilarious.
or the 50% line. My bad.
We do have 2
But
Genbus
misses.
now. This is gonna be unblockable. I'm assuming one of the other Genbus is also unblockable.
Yeah, I personally would have swung with the Genbus first, simply because if the Crocodile does die, you can use the Genbu to refresh the other Genbu.
Oh, we do have
Um,
an Ice Shield from hand, that's very good.
but Ice Shield from hand will mean that Jonathan will bless up one core, and the attack step will end. So Declan will use Ritual Fire to destroy the Crocodile. Okay. Oh, there's the Feral Slash, but it comes a bit too late. Of course, Declan can still play it, but I think he is going to set it in Burst instead. Interesting.
Probably just bluffing it as an Ice Shield at this point. Declan has,
Yep.
what, 3 cards in hand? That's a Curse Dragon, a Suppression.
And I think he's hard playing it. I don't understand why. Was that Amethystus in his hand? He could have went for the extra reduction. Because he's got to play it anyways, right? Or maybe that wasn't the zero drop purple. Probably some other card in his hand.
It is another Curse Dragon.
It is another Chris Dragon indeed. Yeah. So if I was Declan right here, I would be swinging. I have suppression in hand.
Well, if
My
you
opponent
played the
has
other
not.
Curse Dragon, you could kill off one of the Genbus. It's one less blocker.
Yeah, but then he wouldn't have enough to play.
Ooh, it is a dicey situation. There's still the Thorn Prison in Jonathan's hand.
Yeah. So it looks like Jonathan will Thorn Prison here.
Yeah.
But does Jonathan just take one? It looks like he will here. Okay, well, that will pass the turn. Let's see what Jonathan top decks.
Jonathan's Nexus is almost off the playmat at this point.
Yep, Declan is he's basically saying, I'm either gonna win this
Oh, a
legally or I'm gonna
third
push your cards
Genbu.
off. Ah, yes, the
So now
dream.
all the Genbus can be unblockable. It is a scary situation. Now we know that that is a Feral Slash in Declan's Burst Zone, but at this point,
Oh, and a carball. I think that has to be game.
yeah, there it
Yep.
is. So going into game 3, so unlike game 1, that was a fairly long game too.
Yeah, I think there were just a lot of illegal plays and errors that just cost both players games so far. Declan with the having to sack the Quetzalcoatl to
Some of the
summon the
Beldegor, yeah.
Beldegor, really huge. I think that one spirit definitely could have made a difference. Considering Quetzalcoatl was another Beldegor trigger, and I think Declan was looking to loop the Beldegor there, but unfortunately wasn't able to.
Yeah.
I don't think Declan has vanilla spirits to deal with the Genbu either, so
Um,
uh
actually, are there even any good vanilla spirits in purple?
uh there is Mummy Fant. I
There's
know there are some
Mummyfont,
people.
and I believe what was the other elephant? Gas something?
I think that one has curse though.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, purple is sort of lacking in the vanilla department. There is Werewolf
Oh, that's right.
Lupgar. 4 cores goes up to 7k. Pretty beefy boy. And there's also oh yeah, there is Gas Tigray. 5 cost 3 reduc, 1 core 4,000, all the way up to 6 cores for 8,000 PP.
Oh, but taking 6 cores, it always feels bad. Especially when you're
Yeah,
playing purple, you want so many of your cards to have value, and the vanilla creatures just have no value.
that's true.
They're
I
expensive, and the maintenance cost for their meaningful stats to get over things like the eagle just isn't there.
Yeah, that is very true. I remember when set 2 first came out, I believe Slimy, that was a card a lot of people were talking about as possibly a good vanilla, but it seems like the best vanilla is just
Bearded eagle.
any vanilla any vanilla that isn't purple. But yes, Bearded Eagle is by far the best vanilla so far. But it looks like Jonathan knows what his win condition is. It's to find a way to establish Genbu as fast as he can, making sure that he doesn't get overly punished.
Yeah. And what's interesting about the Fabled Beast deck is that it hasn't really changed a whole lot since set 1. Like set 3, you just swap out the God Beast Behemoths with Gembu, and you're essentially at the deck.
Yeah, and I ran Fable Beast myself in this event. Ran a more spirit oriented. I think I had 33 spirits in my deck, with
Hmm.
24 of them being Fabled Beasts. I gotta say, there are a lot of different versions of Fabled Beasts. There's some that use it as the main engine. We do know that there is the more high cost variant to dodge Floodstream, one that Daniel Ziedenberg ran to win, I believe, was it Utrecht? The Utrecht Grand Open?
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
But traditionally, there was also the two cost variant with Freeze Stall, Ervita, Flying Turtle, and there's also, Luster being splashed in with the Fabled Beast package.
Yeah, that
So
is
a
true. I
lot
didn't
of
see a Fable, or not a Fable Beast, a Freezatol at all out of Jonathan's deck. So it looks like he's running everything 3 costs and above, trying to dodge those flood streams.
yeah, we'll
Yeah,
call that the Arcana variant
the
or the
flood
Hex
streams and
variant.
the ritual fires.
All right, let's see if we.
So it looks
Hopefully,
like
we get a pan to see opening hands here. Seems both players are going to keep.
Declan's going first. Sets a
Yep,
burst. God, if that's another ritual fire.
it is.
And what is that? Aglovale? Yes.
That has to be Aglavale, yeah. Aglavale, such a great card. Cheap, has curse, draws one.
Yeah. Only thing better would be like Naga Assassin. And again, the
Yeah.
Hippo, both players playing very signature cards of the color.
And it seems like Jonathan is passing. I personally would have swung there.
Would they not trade? Hippo is at 2. Oh no, Aglovale is at 1.
Hippocampo is 1000 BP above. Like, you might as well get value out of it right now before it gets destroyed. Like, what just happened. Um, very bizarre play from Jonathan. I think of Hippocampo as sort of like worker Ant Man. It's like you can't sit on this card. The moment you play Hippocampo, you kind of want to swing with it. I think the only realistic way you don't swing with it is if you go first and you're basically saying, hey, if you swing on me turn 2, I get to swing at you back with Hippocampo turn 3. Um, but seems like Declan's going very
Oh
offensive
man,
here. He
Declan
is
has
once
no fear. Does
he
not
is
fear
once
the
again
blast swing back.
yeah, Declan ever so closely inching more and more towards Jonathan's side of the board, truly establishing dominance if we've ever seen it.
There's
And
another
Jonathan,
Arcana Knight Joker.
he's a
Those
joker. These jokers are just oh, I see why. It's Lightning Arrow, Ice Shield, Genbu, and Hex. And it seems like he just wants to go for offensive play. I mean, it just feels so bad that he's drawing into these jokers early and having to swing with them nonetheless because he knows his opponent has curse and he can't just sit on a blocker. He's got to
yeah.
do something. And if there's any weakness that this Arcana Hex version of Fable Beast has, it's definitely going super wide and
Oh
super
god, does Declan
aggressive.
just have lethal here?
I think he may. It depends on what that
Like this is an
burst is.
Oh wait, there is a core on Phantasmal Paradise, so
Yeah.
he can Ice Shield.
Yeah, he can use Ice Shield and he can still retain his Joker. Looks like the Ice Shield will go through.
Oh, there were 2 cores on that Paradise. Okay.
Yep. So I believe Jonathan has another Ice Shield. But did he draw a Fabled Beast Spirit? Because if he did
Yeah.
not,
The worst part
he is
is
in
that
deep water. He
the
did not. It is double hex, so he has to
yeah,
hard play Genbu here, possibly. Making sure he has enough for AIS. Let's see, how many cores does he have? Does he have enough? I think he
man.
does. Yep. Hard
What
play the
good does
Genbu.
Genbu do when, like, half of Declan's spirits have curse?
Yeah. I mean, Genbu is definitely the win con for Jonathan, but he's just so far behind against this board.
It's not just that, it's lacking the Fabled Beast as well. Like,
Yeah.
like, when your opponent swings out and they have no blockers, not having a Fabled Beast with Blessed is like moral
And
or morale crushing.
yeah, and Jonathan, once again, I don't understand why the Soul Core is on the Phantasmal Paradise. It puts the Arcana Joker in Quetzalcoatl range if Declan does play it, or heck, even a Curse Dragon. Definitely feels like he should put the
Oh,
Soul Core on
there's the
Genbu
Black
or the
Lance.
Joker. Yeah, Black Lance
Does
gonna.
he have enough to draw two, or is he not? Okay, I guess we're
I
just.
think he's just hard playing it. Yeah, he's just going wine. He's like, I'm going to mush your face in with curse units.
I mean, he had the cores to just bounce at the level 2 real quick and I guess draw two.
Yeah, that
I
is
I might
true.
have missed it if he did shortcut it.
Here's the Aglovale. I personally would have just taken the Soul Core off Camelot Knight and put it on the Aglovale and just swung with Aglovale and then Black Lance. But Camelot Knight Dag's not too bad either. Sometimes I just like the draw. But Ice Shield number 2 will go here. Jonathan, really deep water. He's gotta need a miracle.
I mean, Exhaust Nexus here would hurt a lot. Another
Yeah,
burst.
it would definitely clear the board, but Declan has a pretty hefty hand. He could just reestablish a bunch of units again.
We do have a
Oh, we do
Carbulk.
see Carbulk. Draw one. Was it an Exhaust Nexus? It's pay two.
Crocodile.
Okay.
So we can go back
Crocodile.
up to 3 if he chooses to swing. There are no Vanilla Spirits to block. Putting 2 cores on the Paradise, so his Crocodile goes, what, up to 5k at level 2?
Yeah.
No, only 4k.
Personally, what I would have done is I would have tried to maximize the value. Oh, but here comes a Dream Bomb. Bouncing back the Nexus, and does he have enough to pay for Genbu? There's 3, 4. Let's sack the Beldegor here. Okay. Yep, there we go. Really, really strong move from Declan. Dream
Mhm.
Bomb, especially from Burst, is a yellow player's nightmare. Especially if we lose that Nexus and have to spend like 2 to 3 cores to play it again. It's just huge tempo swing. Declan, definitely in a favorable position, I would say.
Yeah, but Jonathan certainly has stabilized, being able to get back up to 3.
Yeah, and the Genbu definitely puts Declan sort of on a threshold if he doesn't have absolute ice shield. He has to respect that the Genbu can refresh
Oh,
the
but
target
another
that's on top.
Beldegor.
Yep,
Loses the blessed Fabled Beast, so the Genbu can't make it unblockable to just constantly gain back his life.
that's very true.
And Declan
Declan,
knows, based on the Jonathan's last couple plays, that he's very short on Fabled Beasts.
indeed. Burst is set. Generally don't know if that's Ice Shield. It very well could be.
Has
Or it could be
Declan
another
played
ritual
an
spell.
Ice Shield in Burst this entire series yet?
Uh I think he has, yeah, he has. Twice.
Okay, yeah, yeah. I know at least
But he's
once that
definitely
I'm thinking about it, but
yeah, but he's definitely been using a variety of burst spells. And there goes the Ice Shield.
number 3, I believe, from Jonathan.
Yeah, Jonathan
Yeah.
is definitely going to need a miracle here. Because he has to hard cast Paradise and then hope he has a cheap enough Fabled Beast Spirit to allow him to dig. Oh, that's just the worst feeling. Just having to pay 3 and then pay for another Fabled Beast, especially in the non two cost
Oh, and
version.
is it gonna be Genbu? Oh,
He's hard playing Yenbu.
so that's essentially 9 to draw a card.
Yeah, it's just so tough. He
I
needs a
think he
plus
drew
creature
another
here.
c
He
Oh, Thorn Prison.
did get Thorn Prison, and he does still have Lightning Arrow.
Yes, that's potentially 3 attackers that get nullified next turn, so he could survive potentially another turn.
If I was Jonathan right now, I would probably take a core from Genbu and put it on Carbulk. Just because Declan has played Ritual Fire, you want to make sure that your Carbulk is out of Ritual Fire range, but it seems like he's going to pass. I think Declan could smell blood in the water. He just summoned. I don't know what he summoned. That could be Aglovale, considering no draw was done on summon. And the Aglovale with the Soul Core is swinging. Jonathan will have to block here. Second Aglovale swinging. Curse is just such a wonderful mechanic. You remember that one Nexus that used to give pseudo curse?
Oh,
Totally
yeah.
balanced Nexus, right?
It which must not be named.
Yep.
This
Purple players are like, we don't even need that.
let's
We'll just
see.
play the spirits with the
If he
text.
Thorn Prisons here, he's asking to see
Oh,
Declan's trash. He wants to know how many Beldegors are potentially in the trash.
I think he has to block first. And no, he does have a core in his reserve. He might have to Thorn Prison here. You're absolutely right. It's gonna have to block with Carbulk and Thorn Prison, but his entire board's gonna get wiped though, because Declan's just gonna choose Cavalier and Beldegor, and then there's still the Black Lance, which has Curse on it. But we'll see what they do. Oh, it looks like Jonathan is just gonna straight up sack his Carbulk, which I guess wouldn't make a difference. We'll absorb the block.
Wait,
I'm surprised Declan chose the Blacklands. I think
wait,
is
wait.
it
He sacked
because
the Carbulk before battle ended, so the Aglavale stays alive.
yeah,
That's an odd
I'm
sequencing.
I'm surprised Declan is swinging with Cavalier unless he's trying to kill the Cavalier off to summon a Beligor. Yep, okay, that works too. Yeah, that'll definitely push for game. Uh,
Now, oh, could he have?
And
I guess he
there
could have
is
lightning
game.
arrowed to stop it, but at that point,
Feral Slash and
oh wait, no, you
Burst.
can't. There's no flash window in that period. Yeah,
Yeah, and you see Declan here explaining that
I
I
had you
was waiting
dead
to
in
use
like.
this card against you this entire time. I think the only possible way that could happen is if Joker and Crocodile were like level one on board, which seems to be an unlikely
Yeah,
scenario. But congratulations to Declan for taking it, and Jonathan for making the game go to 3. Fable Beast is definitely strong, but I think Declan just had the right tools at the right time. The Ritual Fires definitely helped.
yeah.
But anyways, thanks for tuning in, guys. Hopefully, we'll get more videos to cast over. My name is Richard,
I am also Richard.
and we'll see you guys next time on
See you later.
Absolute Rice Fields.